I woke up in my mother's body that morning, her manicured nails digging into the silk sheets of the king-sized bed in that sprawling Palm Springs condo they'd bought with my stolen future. And the first thing I did was smash the vanity mirror with her favorite Faberge egg, because if I couldn't shatter the lie they'd built their retirement on, I'd start with the reflection staring back at me, wide-eyed and 72 years old. It wasn't some divine intervention or a bolt of lightning. It was that goddamn experimental neural implant Dad had been beta testing in his garage lab, the one he'd sworn was just for enhancing executive focus, but really hid the black market code he'd used to frame me for embezzlement 15 years ago, swapping my life for their untouchable golden years. And as I slipped into her Chanel suit, feeling the weight of her pearl necklace like a noose, I whispered to the empty room, "You refused to babysit your own grandkids because you said I needed to earn my way, Mom? Fine. Now I'll earn it by burning your world down from the inside." The desert sun was already a hammer by 9 a.m., pounding through the floor-to-ceiling windows of the condo like it had a personal grudge. I stood there in Mom's body, Eleanor Hargrove, age 72. 5'4" in heels that pinched like hell, and stared at the wreckage of the vanity. Shards of antique glass glittered on the marble floor like the tears I'd swallowed for years. My hands, her hands, trembled as I picked up the phone, the one with the custom case engraved, "World's Best Nana." What a joke. Nana hadn't seen her grandkids, little Jax and Mia, since they were in diapers, back when she and Dad decided my pleas for help were entitled millennial whining. I was Brinley Hargrove once. 37. Single mom in a cramped Echo Park apartment, scraping by as a freelance graphic designer while wrangling 2 kids under 5. My ex had bailed when the pregnancy tests turned positive, twice, and left me with nothing but court fees and a lifetime supply of resentment. But my parents, they'd retired at 65 to this golf course paradise, flush with a nest egg that could have paid off my student loans, my medical bills from Mia's asthma scares. Hell, even the Montessori tuition I dreamed of. Instead, they lectured me over Zoom calls about personal responsibility while sipping rose by the pool. "Brinley, honey," Mom would coo, her voice like honeyed arsenic. "We raised you to stand on your own 2 feet. Handouts breed weakness." Dad would nod, his silver hair impeccable, eyes cold as the Pacific in winter. "Tough love, kiddo. It's what built this country. Tough love." That's what they called it when they let me rot in county jail for 3 months on charges I didn't commit. That's what they whispered when the judge sentenced me to probation and a felony record that killed my career prospects. Embezzlement from Dad's firm, $250,000 siphoned into offshore accounts. But it wasn't me. It was him. Harold Hargrove, hotshot venture capitalist, who'd cooked the books to fund his mistress's divorce settlement. He'd planted the digital trail on my work laptop, the one he'd borrowed for a weekend. I was 22, fresh out of UCLA, interning for him out of loyalty. Loyalty. What a sucker. I'd taken the plea deal to protect the family name. "Think of your future," Mom had begged in the lawyer's office, tears streaming down her Botox-smooth face. "A trial would destroy us all. Destroy us all." Sure. It destroyed me. My record branded me unhireable. My credit tanked. My dreams of stability evaporated like morning fog over the Hollywood Hills. And them, they got away clean, retiring early on the insurance payout that smelled like hush money. Now, here I was, in her skin. How? That implant. Dad's pet project. Smuggled from some Silicon Valley Black Ops lab. He'd been zapping his brain with it for months, bragging about unlocking potential. Last night, my last night is me. I'd driven out to confront him. The kids were with a neighbor. I'd lied about a job interview. I burst into the condo, screaming about the latest bill collector call, begging for just $5,000 to keep the lights on. He laughed. Actually laughed, swirling his scotch. Brinley, you're an adult. Act like one. Mom hovered in the doorway, wringing her hands. We can't enable this cycle. Dear. Cycle. As if my poverty was a bad habit, not the fallout from their crime. I lunged for his desk, grabbed the implant device, a sleek silver band like a twisted Fitbit, and jammed it onto my temple in a haze of rage. Feel this, I snarled. Feel what it's like to be trapped. There was a flash, a whine-like feedback from a stadium amp, and then nothing. Blackness. When I came to, I was her, staring at my old body slumped on the floor, Dad hovering over it, frantic. Eleanor? Ellie, wake up. I sat up slowly, her voice croaking out of my throat. Harold. What happened? He bought it. Of course he did. The man's ego was bulletproof. Why question a miracle that put his wife back in the driver's seat? I spent the morning piecing it together, rifling through their closets and drawers while Dad paced downstairs, calling his wellness guru for advice. The implant's manual, hidden in a false bottom of his briefcase, spelled it out. Temporary neural echo. A full swap, lasting 72 hours if undisturbed. Enough time to wreak havoc. Enough time to make them pay. By noon, I was in the kitchen, brewing coffee in Mom's French press, her floral apron tied tight. Dad stormed in, face like thunder. Ellie, we need to get you to a doctor. This isn't right. I turned, forcing a tremulous smile, Mom's signature quiverlip. Oh, Harold, I'm fine. Just a dizzy spell. Remember that time in Aspen? He deflated. Like always. That's how she'd reeled him in for decades. Deflect with nostalgia. Deploy the charm. I poured him a cup, black, 2 sugars, and watched him sip. The kids, I said softly. Brinley's struggling. We should help. His jaw tightened. Don't start, Ellie. We talked about this. She's got to learn. Learn what? That her parents are heartless. The words slipped out sharper than intended, my old fire bleeding through. He blinked, cup halfway to his lips. Ellie, you sound. I laughed, light and tinkling like her bridge club giggles. Just worried, darling. Pass the cream? He bought it again. Men like Dad, self-made titans of tech bros and boardrooms, never saw the knife until it was in their back. I spent the afternoon playing the part, yoga on the patio, a phone call to her garden club about the roses wilting in the heat. All the while, my mind raced. Revenge wasn't a bonfire, it was a slow burn. I needed to expose the embezzlement, but from inside, gold mine. That night, dinner at the club. Dad in his linen suit, me in her cashmere twin set. The steak was dry as regret, the wine overpriced. Across the table, he droned about his latest startup pitch, a neural enhancer for enhanced empathy training. Irony much? I nodded, fork spearing asparagus, plotting. Back home, as he snored beside me, her body heavy with Chardonnay, I slipped into his office. The safe combination, our old house number, 1947, the year he was born. Inside, ledgers, encrypted drives, and the smoking gun, a notarized confession I'd signed under duress, dated the day before my arrest. To protect the family, it had read. Bullshit. I pocketed a USB with the files, then fired up his laptop. Password: Hargrove King, amateur. Emails to his old partners. Innocuous at first. Harold here, let's reminisce about the good old days at Apex Ventures. Attachments, redacted receipts. Blurred but damning. Seeds planted. Day 2 dawned with a call from her bestie, Marlene. Ellie, brunch at the club? Spill on that dizzy spell. I demurred, claiming a migraine, then drove her Lexus to Echo Park. The swap held. No one questioned the silver hair or the wrinkles when I pulled up to my own door. The neighbor handed over the kids with a wary smile. Brinley's still at her interview. These two are angels. But Jax, with his mop of curls, stared up at me, Grandma Eleanor, with wide eyes. Nana, you came? Her throat closed. Yeah, buddy. Nana's here. Mia toddled over, clutching her stuffed elephant, wheezing a little from the smog. I scooped them up, inhaling their sticky sweet scent, and for a moment, the rage cracked. This was why. For them. The felony that kept me from better jobs. The exhaustion that left me snapping at bedtime stories. This was their inheritance from Grandpa's greed. We played in the park. Me pushing swings in pearls and capris. Drawing stairs. You look familiar, a mom said. Brinley's grandma? I nodded, biting back tears. Proud of her. Lies. All of it. But as I buckled them into the booster seats, I made the call. To CPS, no. Not that. To my old public defender. The one who'd botched the plea but owed me a favor. It's Brinley. I need dirt on Harold Hargrove. Everything. He hesitated. Bryn. This could open old wounds. Wounds? They gutted me. Click. Back in Palm Springs by dusk. Kids napping in the guest room. I'd spun a tale of surprise visit. I tucked them in with Mom's cashmere throws. Dad arrived late, reeking of cigar smoke from a networking dinner. His eyes narrowed at the children. Ellie? What the hell? We said no more enabling. Their family? Harold. I stood tall in her frame. Voice steel. Our blood. He scoffed, pouring scotch. Brinley's blood. She's the one who. Who what? Covered your ass. It tumbled out, my control slipping. He froze, glass midway. Ellie, you're not yourself. I lunged, her lunge, surprisingly spry, and slapped the glass from his hand. It shattered on the tile, amber pooling like blood money. Damn right I'm not. The room spun. His face, shock. Then calculation. The implant's timer ticked in my head, 36 hours left. He grabbed my wrist, her wrist hard. What did you do? I twisted free. Mom's Pilates strength a godsend. What you did to me. Swapped lives. Understanding dawned, ugly and raw. The device. You. Brinley. I smiled, her lipstick cracking. In the flesh. Now, Dad. Let's talk about that retirement fund. He backed away. Toward the door. This is insane. I'll call the police. And tell them your daughter hijacked your wife's brain? Try it. While you're at it, explain the $250,000. He bolted. I didn't chase. Instead, I locked the doors, Armed the alarm, Mom's paranoia about the help, and turned to the kids' room. Jax stirred. Nana? Scary noise. Shuh. Baby. Nana's got you. For the first time in years. I felt whole. But the night was young. And so was my wrath. Dawn broke like a verdict. Harsh light slicing through the blinds as I barricaded the condo doors with Mom's antique credenza. Dad was gone, slipped out the patio to his golf cart, probably gunning for the gate guard or his lawyer's hotline. Fine. Let him scramble. I had the kids to feed, and in her body, every creak of joint felt like a countdown. 30 hours. Enough to dismantle an empire. I whipped up pancakes, her recipe, from the worn Betty Crocker on the shelf, stacked high with blueberries from the fridge. Jax devoured his, syrup chin glistening. Nana, why you talk funny? I ruffled his hair, her rings catching the light. Long story. Kiddo. Eat up. Mia gummed hers. Elephant tucked under arm. Her breaths steady for now. No inhaler needed today. The desert air was a mercy. As they ate, I scrolled Dad's contacts on her phone. Venture capitalists. Senators' aides. Even a judge from my plea hearing. One by one. Anonymous texts from Concerned Insider. Links to the USB files. Hosted on a burner cloud I'd set up at 3 a.m. Hargrove skeletons. Act fast. The first reply pinged by 8:15. WTF is this? Proof. From Victor Lang. Dad's old partner. The one who'd cashed out big after the restructuring. I typed back. Mom's thumbs flying. Proof enough to bury him. Your cut was 30%. Want it back. Crickets. Then, meeting. Noon. Neutral ground. Score 1 for the prodigal. But the kids, they couldn't stay. I bundled them into the Lexus. Drove to Marlene's McMansion in Rancho Mirage. Ellie, the grandbabies? What's the crisis? Family emergency, I said, handing over the diaper bag. Watch them till evening? Brinley's. Tied up. Marlene cooed over Mia. Oblivious. Of course. Darling. Say. You seem different. Healthier? Clean living. I winked Mom's flirt and peeled out. Heart hammering. Controversial? Hell yes. Using your deadbeat folks' social circle to offload your own kids mid-body swap? That's felony-level audacity. But desperation's a hell of a drug. And mine was laced with 15 years of simmered hate. The meet was at a strip mall Starbucks off Highway 111. The kind with fake palms and overbrewed Pike Place. Victor arrived in a Tesla, paunch straining his polo, eyes darting like a ferret. Eleanor, Harold's wife, this better not be a shakedown. I slid into the booth opposite, ordering a venti latte black. No foam. Her usual. It's bigger than that. Vic. It's reckoning. He paled as I pushed the tablet across. Files open. Wire transfers. Falsified logs. My signed confession scanned and annotated. Brinley found this. She's motivated. Brinley, the intern kid, she did time for Harold's affair payout. Yeah. You knew. He sputtered. Cream cheese bagel forgotten. Rumors. Nothing solid. Solid now. I leaned in, her voice dropping to Mom's confiding whisper. She wants her life back. The record expunged. The money repatriated. Starting with your 30%, $75,000 wired to her account by end of day. Or this hits the SEC. The Times. Your wife's inbox. Victor sweated. glancing at the barista. You're blackmailing me? As Eleanor. Desperate times. I smiled, teeth bared. Pay up, or join the unemployed retirees. He wired it from his phone. Hands shaking, confirmation pinged to my burner email. $75,000. First blood. As he slunk out, muttering about crazy Hargroves, I felt it. Power. The kind dad hoarded like Scrooge. Now trickling back to me. Back at the condo by 2 p.m., the place was trashed, Dad's doing. No doubt. Drawers yanked. Paper strewn. He'd been hunting the implant remote. The one that could force a reversal. Smart. But I'd hidden it in Mom's jewelry box. Under the locket with our baby photo.
Touch that.
And he'd trigger the full data dump to every contact. My phone, her phone, buzzed. Unknown number. Ellie, it's me. Open the gate. We need to talk.
Dad.
Voice strained, like he'd chain-smoked a pack. I hit speaker. Strolling the balcony, overlooking the fairway. Talk here. Harold. What's your play? Cops.
A pause.
Wind hissing. This is assault. Battery. Whatever the hell a body swap is, it's over. Come clean, and I'll get you help. Therapy. Lawyers. Fix this mess you made. Mess I made? Like the one you pinned on me. Laughter bubbled up. Hers, but laced with my venom. You retired on my ruin.
Dad.
Refused a dime for your grandkids because tough love. Remember Mia's ER bill last Christmas? $8,000. I sold my engagement ring. Stop. His voice cracked. Rare vulnerability. It was business. Apex was bleeding. The affair. It was a mistake. Mistake? You let your daughter rot. For the family. For you. Eventually. We planned to bail you out. But then the kids. Lies. But doubt flickered.
Had they? No.
The refusal emails. The ignored pleas cold as code. I'm outside, he pressed. Let me in. We can swap back. Forget this. 24 hours left. Controversial decision numero uno. Let him in. Risk reversal. Or escalate. I buzzed the gate. Heart pounding. He burst through the front door minutes later. Disheveled. Golf shirt untucked. Eyes wild. Brinley.
God.
In her body. This is unnatural. Unnatural? Like framing your kid? I blocked the hall to the office. Sit.
He did.
On the chin sofa. Hands steepled like board meetings. What do you want? Money?
Fine.
$200,000. Clean slate. Too late for bribes. I paced, her heels clicking. I want truth.
Public.
Confess.
Dad.
The embezzlement. The frame job. I'll record it. Leak it. Your legacy crumbles. But mine rebuilds. He laughed.
Bitter.
And drag your mother down? The woman who begged you to take the plea. Mom knew. Ice in my veins. Everything. He leaned forward, eyes gleaming. She pushed for it. Said a scandal would kill her social standing. Better a troubled daughter than a felon husband. Betrayal. Round 2. Deeper than his greed.
Mom.
With her charity galas and PDA whispers, had orchestrated my fall. For appearances. I staggered, gripping the mantle. You monsters. We protected you. His tone softened. Manipulative velvet. from poverty, from failure. Look at us now, secure. Join us. Swap back. Move in. Help with the kids. Even. The offer hung. Tempting. Security for surrender. But Jax's giggle from the guest room. No. They'd been with Marlene. Echo in my head.
No.
Too late. I pulled a remote from my pocket. Bluff. It was in the safe. He lunged. We grappled. Her body surprisingly fierce. Nails raking his cheek. He pinned me. Breath hot. Give it. Sirens wailed distant. His call to 911? Panic surged.
I need him. Ow.
Her knee, and scrambled free. Bolting for the office. Door slammed.
Locked.
Laptop open. Live stream to my allies. The Defender. Victor's network. Confession time.
Dad.
On camera. He pounded the door. Brinley.
Stop.
Think of the kids. I am.
Mic on.
Harold Hargrove. State for the record. You framed your daughter for embezzlement in 2010. $250,000 to your mistress. Say it. Silence. Then. Muffled. Yes. God help me. Yes. Download. Sent. The web spun. Posts queued to Reddit's r/truecrime. Twitter threads. Even a tip line to 60 Minutes. Viral poison. He slumped against the door. What have you done? Justice. But as the timer hit 18 hours, doubt gnawed. Mom's body ached. Memories bleeding in, her fears, her guilts. Was this revenge or ruin? Evening fell bloody. Sky like spilled wine. I retrieved the kids from Marlene. Faces alight. Nana. Pancakes again. Soon. Loves. Drove to a motel off I-10. Cash from Victor's wire. Checked in as E. Hargrove. Bolted the door. Kids crashed early. I watched news alerts on my phone. Venture capital mogul accused in daughter's frame-up. Shares tanked. Partners fleeing. But Dad's text. Coming for you. Swap ends at dawn. Then. Payback. Payback. The word chilled. Controversial choice to run or confront. I chose fire. Called a reporter contact from my designer days. Exclusive. Meet at the motel. Bring cameras. Midnight. She arrived sharp-suited. Ambitious. I spilled. Her voice weaving my truth. This is your mother speaking? Body swap. Believe it or don't. But the files are real. Handover. She left. Eyes wide. Sleep evaded. Mom's mind whispered regrets. Her own youth stolen by Dad's ambition. The affair a retaliation. Sympathy?
No.
She'd chosen silence. Dawn neared. 11 hours. The swap's end loomed. But my war was just warming. The motel alarm buzzed at 4 a.m. A cheap plastic screech that jolted me upright in Mom's aching frame. The kids stirred in the queen bed beside me. Jax's thumb in mouth. Mia's elephant clutched tight. Outside. The highway hummed with semis hauling America's endless freight, cargo of dreams deferred. Like mine. 8 hours till reversal. I'd prepped. Burner phone charged. Go bag with cash and passports, hers. Swiped from the safe. But running? That was surrender.
No.
Climax called for spectacle. First. The call to CPS, no.
Wait.
Better, the family lawyer. The one who drafted my confession. Eleanor Hargrove here. Amend the estate. Brinley inherits everything. Effective immediately. Disinherit Harold, but Mrs. Hargrove. This is irregular. Irregular? My husband's a criminal. Do it, or face the leak. Pen stroke digital. Filed by 5. Dad's empire. Now mine by proxy. Controversial? Utterly. Stealing your parents' retirement mid-swap. While they're scrambling. That's Dante-level shade. By 6. The news broke wide. CNN ticker. Tech tycoon confesses to framing daughter in embezzlement scandal. Victor's tweet storm ignited it. Knew Hargrove was dirty. Me Too for millennials. Reporters swarmed the condo's gate. Drones buzzing like vengeful wasps. Dad's voicemails piled. Rage. Please.
Threats.
Brinley. You bitch, Ellie. If that's you, end this. I ignored. Bundling the kids for the drive back. Adventure day.
Guys.
Nana's treat. Jax cheered. Mia dozed. Palm Springs traffic rolled. Rubberneckers gawking at the circus. I parked a block away. Slipped in through the service entrance. Mom's maid's code. 0725. Her birthday. The condo reeked of stale scotch and panic. Dad paced the living room. Phone glued to ear. Barking at PR flax. He whirled as I entered. Kids in tow. You. Get out. Reporters everywhere. Home sweet home. I set Mia down. Jax hiding behind my legs, her legs. Kids. Say hi to Grandpa. He froze. Face crumpling. Grandkids? Here?
Now.
Surprise. I scooped Jax up, perching on the sofa. They needed to see the empire crumble. Sirens wailed closer. Cops? Feds? His doing. Or the SEC's. He lunged for the remote on the mantel. I'd planted it there.
Bait. Give me that.
Swap back. I sidestepped, her hips swaying. Touch it. And the full confession video drops. Unredacted. Your mistress named. Amounts.
Dates.
He halted, trembling. What do you want? Really? Everything. I sat, crossing her ankles demurely. The truth.
First.
Why me? Why not confess yourself? His laugh was hollow, collapsing into an armchair. Cowardice.
Pride.
Your mother. She said you'd bounce back. Young. Resilient. We sent checks anonymously. Lies. But a memory flickered, not mine. Hers. Late-night deposits. Guilt-fueled. $500 here. $1,000 there. Pennies to their paradise. And the refusal? I pressed. The tough love for the kids? Test. He met her eyes. To see if you'd fight. Like we did.
Fight.
The word twisted.
Had they?
Or was it cruelty masked as calculus? Jax tugged my sleeve. Nana. Grandpa mean? Dad's face shattered.
No.
Son. Grandpa's. Sorry. The crack. I saw it. The man beneath the mogul. Hollowed by decades of deals over decency. Pity stirred. Unwelcome. But revenge demanded more. Cops knocked his panic button. Mr. Hargrove, welfare check. He glanced at me, defeated. Let them in. Tell them everything. I did. As badges filed through, I spun the tale. My husband's unhinged. Framed our daughter years ago. I've evidence. USB handed over. Statements taken. Jax and Mia wide-eyed amid the chaos.
But safe.
Dad cuffed. Reed writes. Let out in his silk PJs. Brinley, he mouthed. Forgive. No nod. But no gloat. By noon, reversal hit like vertigo, a suck of vacuum. Flash. And I was me again. Sprawled on the condo floor. Mom's body across the room. Gasping awake. Paramedics swarmed. Reporters bayed outside. She stared at me, confusion melting to horror. Brinley? What? Later. I pulled her up. Our hands linking brief. Electric. The kids rushed me. Mommy. Hugs.
Tears.
As authorities cleared the scene, Mom whispered, I knew. About the frame. I'm sorry. Prove it. My voice steady. Post-swap clarity sharp. She nodded. The estate. It's yours now. And the kids will help. Properly. Twist. The final gut punch. Dad's confession? Fabricated. No, the video was real. But the drive? I'd glimpsed it in the safe, a second file. Time-stamped yesterday. His plan. The implant was an accident. He'd rigged it for a demo to investors, swapping volunteers for empathy training. I'd triggered it early, but he knew the risks. The frame-up? Half true. Mom had pushed. Yes, but Dad. He'd taken the fall willingly, laundering the money clean through Apex, shielding her from debts she'd racked up, gambling.
Hidden.
My ruin was collateral in their marital war. I'd avenged the wrong betrayal. Or had I? As feds grilled him downtown. His eyes met mine through the station window, grateful. The man who'd framed me to save his wife, now jailed to save his daughter. Cycle unbroken. We left for Echo Park that night. Mom in tow, her insistence. Suitcases packed. Grandma duty starts now. The kids cheered from the back seat. Mia's elephant waving. Security? Hers.
Now.
The wire transfers rolled in victors. Others jumping ship. $500,000 by week's end. Enough for a house. Therapy. Maybe law school for Jax. But as LA lights blurred, doubt lingered. Had I won? Or just traded places in the cage? Dad's trial loomed. Perjury. Fraud. But a plea deal whispered. Mom's secrets bubbled. Her own frame-up of Dad's mistress. Years back. The apple doesn't fall. Ending? Debatable. Justice tasted like ash. Sweet under rot. I hugged my kids tighter. Mom's hand on my shoulder. Tentative alliance. Revenge closed one door. Cracked another. In America, where dreams swap bodies overnight, who's to say who wears the scars? We pulled into the apartment. Lights on. Life waiting. Home, I murmured.
For now.